Hey guys, what's up? It's Haithi. I'm back, like I promised, spamming the YouTube content again. I know a lot of people love SCYLLA and think SCYLLA's dummy strong right now, so I thought I'd drop a SCYLLA guide. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that dumb shit that they tell you to do. I'm so close to 1K subscribers. I'm like 6 away, so fucking subscribe, please. I wanna get my ego boost. Anyways, if you guys want to see anything else, comment in the put it in the comments and I'll read it. Or you can follow me and DM me on Twitter. Even if I don't reply to you, I do read every single DM I get. And also my Twitch is in the description if you ever want to come watch me stream. All right, let's get right into the video. Alright boys, we're going to start the guide off like all my other guides with the build. Now I know a lot of people already know how to play SCYLLA, or they already know what SCYLLA does and they don't give a shit about that and they just want to see the build. That's why I put the build first. I still recommend you watch the entire video because you could always learn one or two things, but if you just want to know the build, here's the build. I like going Mage's Blessing, book 1 health, 2 mana at level 1. Now I know what you're saying, oh, the SPL players are going double flat pin. Why aren't you going double flat pin on SCYLLA? Double flat pin is very good on every mage in the game, but I think double flat pin is the best in the early game, and in the mid game, that's when like double flat pin build really shines. And when you're picking SCYLLA, you want to be playing for the mid, late, and late game. Like, you don't pick SCYLLA because she's an early game character. That's not what this god is about. This god is about getting to the late game and one-shotting people, alright? So that's why I don't recommend the double flat pin build on her. Then I'd go right into cooldown boots as my first item, into Book of Thoth. Then if they have healing, I recommend going Divine Ruin. If they don't have healing, third item, I recommend Polynomicon. After Polynomicon, if you are ahead, I recommend going Soul Reaver. If you're behind or even, or if you're behind or don't feel like you're going to be making too many plays, I recommend going Ob Shard, just because Ob Shard 2 is such a strong item, and it's pretty cheap. Now, after you get Ob Shard, you go into Soul Reaver, and vice versa. If you got Soul Reaver in this slot, you get Ob Shard in this slot, alright? And then after you have all this, I'd sell my Mage's Blessing for a Rada Tahuti, and this is my ideal SCYLLA build. This is what I love to do. You can also, if you're in a matchup where you think you're getting dove a lot, or you think, I'm gonna get fucked a lot, you have 3 books already, so you can stack on the last book, and you can get Book of the Dead to get an extra little shield on top. But usually, I recommend Rada Tahuti. So this is my ideal SCYLLA build. I forgot to mention this on SCYLLA, like all other mages, you want to get Beads Aegis, and in very, very, very certain situations where you think when you're dummy fed and you think you can carry the game, you can get away with going Beads and Blink, alright? But I recommend Beads Aegis. If you're really far ahead and you think you can carry the game, Beads Blink is also fine. Alright, the next thing we're going to go over is SCYLLA tips and not SCYLLA tips and tricks, I'm dumb. It's SCYLLA's abilities and what her kit does, what her passive does, what all her abilities does. Remember, I'm not going to be showing the tips and tricks and the mechanics. That's going to be in the mechanics section. This is basically, if you don't know what SCYLLA does, or if you have a general idea but you're not too sure, I'm going to explain exactly what every part of SCYLLA's kit does. Even if you know what she does, I still recommend you watch it because, you can still always learn a thing or two, alright? So the first thing we're going to go over in SCYLLA's kit is her passive, Quick Learner. What Quick Learner does is every time SCYLLA maxes out one of her abilities, like maxes out in leveling them, so when your ability hits level 5, she gets a bonus power and her abilities have a bonus effect on them. Usually this bar right here, your passive bar, is at the bottom, and as you level stuff up, it goes to the top. Because I'm in a jungle practice, it's bugged out and it's permanently at the top, but normally when you max out an ability, it'll go here, then here, then here, and then it'll get to the very top when your ultimate's maxed out, alright? So, SCYLLA's first ability is Sikkim. You know what? I'll put these all on normal cast to make this a lot easier for you guys. There you go. Sikkim is a straight line skill shot that's fairly slow moving, and what Sikkim does is it roots one person in place, alright? It roots and cripples them in place, alright? So it's a slow moving skill shot that just roots and cripples and does a shit ton of damage. Don't underestimate Sikkim damage. This shit swings. when you max out Sikkim and have its evolved effect, what Sikkim does is it turns into a root cripple that can hit 3 people. You see if I'm hovering this Odin bot, how these 2 Odin bots to the side have like, you know, the green thing on them. That means they're also going to hit by the root cripple. So if I won them, all 3 of them get hit. Obviously you don't see the animation because these guys are CC immune. But if I won them, all 3 of them are getting hit. This is extremely strong late game because obviously A, it's a root cripple. B, because this ability does insane damage. So slow moving, root cripple, and I'll quickly show you this. Let's go over the wall.
Here you go.
This ability cannot go through walls. It stops on all walls, player made or normal walls. SCYLLA's second ability is Crush. You know, this is SCYLLA's bread and butter ability. When you think SCYLLA, you think this ability. What this ability is, it's a giant circle that you can throw onto the ground, and when people are in the circle, they are slowed, and then the circle will explode and do a bunch of burst damage, like an insane amount of burst damage. Also, a lot of people don't seem to know this, but you can click your button again and the circle will automatically explode. So if I have it down and I click my button again, the circle automatically explodes. When the ability is maxed out, when people are on top of the Crush, their magical protections are reduced. It's magical protections, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, its magical protections are reduced, and when the Crush detonates them, the slow persists for 1 second. So normally you're only slowed if you're walking on it, but if I detonate it, the slow lasts for 1 second. That's what it does when it's maxed out, alright? Also, I quickly forgot to mention this. Unlike Sikkim, you can throw Crush over walls and then detonate over walls. Alright, the next ability we're going to talk about is SCYLLA's 3. Hold up, I need to go get some reduced cooldown quick. I'll buy one of these. So what SCYLLA's 3 does is, let me put on normal cast once again for you guys, is she throws a dog at range.
Go, Zoe!
And then, as you can see, there's a circle around me. I can reactivate this dog as long as that circle's around me and teleport to the dog location. This can go over walls, and it is considered a jump, so Relix can pull you. You can move as far as you want away from the dog, but you know, blinking or stuff like that will break it, alright? So you gotta make sure you don't blink or anything like that. Another thing that the dog does is you can't really tell too well in jungle practice. I'm going to show you guys in Conquest. You know what? I'm probably going to put pictures up of like a non-max level and a max level one, and then I'll show you in Conquest. But the dog also gives you vision, alright? When you throw it out, it gives you vision in an area around the dog, and when you get it at max rank, the vision gets a lot bigger, and you can see through line of sight blockers, alright? So I'm going to throw the dog out, and normally we get a vision that goes like from here to here. You know, I should have pictures on the screen of like, you know, what it looks like pre-max level and what it looks like after max level, and I think we're going to head into a Conquest game so I can show you guys what it actually looks like on the mini-map. So as you can see, I'm level 1, and if I just throw my 3 out, there's the vision range. You know, you can't see over this, you can't see over this, and the vision range is quite small, and that's what SCYLLA's 3 looks like, you know, level 1 on the Conquest map. Alright guys, here I'm going to show you what I mean by the vision is granted through line of sight blockers. So normally, if there's a ward right here, and I'm standing right here, the ward can't see me, because I'm behind line of sight. But with SCYLLA's 3, when it's maxed out, and I throw it on the map, as you can see, I can see the entire area, everything of it. So that's what it means by how you can't see line of sight. Remember how in the last clip, when I used SCYLLA's 3, it had like this little pattern here where it like cut in here, cut in here. That's because, you know, Sentinel can't see over walls. But once you have it maxed out, even if someone's standing here, you will be able to see them. Alright, SCYLLA's final ability, and probably her most iconic ability, is her ultimate, I'm a Monster. So what I'm a Monster does is when you click the button, you go into a CC immune state with a bunch of movement speed with a targeter, and what this targeter can do is you can left click, it'll do a little animation, and then you'll do a bunch of damage in a circle in front of you, and if you kill someone with that damage, your ultimate gets reset. And when you max out this ability, you get double the movement speed. So normally you get 70%, but since I've doubled it, I'll get, you know, double 70%. I'll show you what it looks like quick when I'll show you what it looks like quick with the reset. So look, Neith is 1 HP. I alter, I get the reset. I'm still in my ultimate, and then I can cast my ultimate again. Double kill. So that is SCYLLA's ult. A giant, you basically become a monster for like a while until you cast the ability, and if you get kills, it resets. And Similar to SCYLLA's 2 and 3, you can cast it over walls. Give me a second and I'll show you. Pop. There you go. It casts over walls. The next thing we're going to go over is something a lot of people underestimate, but is very important on SCYLLA, and that's what you max, alright? So at level 1, you're going to level your 2. Oh, well, I'm level 2 now, but at level 1, you'd get your 2. And then at level 2 is when you can make a decision. If you feel like you need an escape, you can level your dash. If you feel like you don't need an escape and you just want to fight and do damage, you can level your 1. I usually tend to level my 1 because I'm never in danger at level 2 on SCYLLA. At level 3, you can make another decision. If you think you're going to be in danger or you're going to be in a fight, you level the 3. If you think there's going to be no fight, there's no danger, you can just put another point into your 2 to continue farming. Usually I'm farming, so I'm going to put a point into my 2. Then at level 4, you're going to level your 3. At level 5, you're going to level your ultimate. Level 6, you're going to get the 2. Level 7, you're going to get your 2. Level 8, I like holding a point. And then at level 9, I like getting a point into your 2 and your ult. At level 10, you get the 1. At level 11, you get the 1. At level 12, you get the 1. Level 13, normally on most mages you'd get your ult again, but because this is SCYLLA and you get bonus effects on Sikkim, and Sikkim gets really good bonus effects at making it an AoE cripple root, plus you get bonus power from your passive for maxing it up. At level 13, you always want to max out your Sikkim. Then at level 14, you put a point in your ult. Level 15, Sentinel. 16, Sentinel. 17, Ultimate. 18, Sentinel. 19, Sentinel. And 20 ultimate. So you got to make sure at like level 13, I think it is, to make sure you put a point into Sentinel, because having the AoE root cripple is very strong, plus the bonus power. Alright, probably the most important part of the video is mechanics and how to play SCYLLA, alright? SCYLLA seems like a very straightforward god, you know, CC ability into a damage ability, but you know what, this god has some quirks, alright? The first thing I want to talk about is SCYLLA's 3, Sentinel. Now, a lot of people think this is one of, like, the best escapes in the game. It's so strong. It is very strong, but it's also very readable and very weak. Remember, when you throw your 3 out, everyone can see it. So if there's a jungler right here, they can see my 3, and the moment I travel, they can blink to it, because they know exactly where I'm going, alright? So you got to be very careful with your 3. Something that I like doing is baiting with it, alright? Because normally what junglers do is they'll blink on me and they'll use some type of CC on me, then I'll have to beads, throw my 3, and by the time I beads and throw my 3, any good jungler, a good assassin player will kill you before you can get your dash off, alright? So what I like doing is baiting. So say there's a Thor in the air, I'm going to go out of vision, place my 3, walk into vision, Thor's going to be like, oh, she doesn't have her 3 out, she didn't do the animation, and as he lands, I can dash away. Opposed to, you know, walking up, hearing the Thor ult, if I do this, he can hear my 3, and the moment I click travel, he can just land on my dog. But if he doesn't see me do the initial 3 animation, he'll have no idea it's out. So, you know, if I'm out of vision over here, and I walk into lane, and I got blinked on by their support, I can just 3, and I'm out. So that's one of the best ways to bait cooldowns, bait relics, and bait ults as SCYLLA, is placing your 3 out of vision when people can't see it, and making sure they don't hear it or anything, and the moment they go on you, you 3 out. The next thing I want to talk about is SCYLLA's 1-2 combo. So a lot of people think SCYLLA's 1-2 combo, it's pretty fucking simple. You 1 and you 2. Nothing too deep about that, right? Well, there is a little something deep about it, alright? One of SCYLLA's best items is Polynomicon. Why? It's because Sikkim is a really good ability, and whenever Sikkim hits, you get a guaranteed auto off, which means you're always going to get a guaranteed poly auto proc off. 1 second. It's really annoying, my OCD, to have pots on, so I'm going to, you know, sell those. So remember, SCYLLA's 2 at max rank reduces protection. So I'm going to do this really slow for you guys. So ideally, you want to Sikkim someone, crush them, and then when their crush hits, you want your auto to hit as your crush lands. Because if your auto hits as your crush lands, your auto and your poly are going to do extra damage, right? Here, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. If I'm just going to auto him, it hits for 188. If I auto him while he's on my 2, it hits for 196 because of my my 2 max rank magical protections debuff. This also applies with Polynomicon. I can't show you guys a Polynomicon, obviously, but trust me, Polynomicon also. Well, actually, I guess I did show you Poly, right? I'll Sikkim, auto, Poly hits for 510. versus 2 autoing poly hits for 533. So it's very little damage, but you know, little damage can mean the difference between a kill or someone getting out with 1 HP. Remember, if you're like walking up in someone's face and they're in melee range and you just want a 1 auto 2, that's fine, but ideally you want to sick them, crush, and then throw your auto while crush is in the air and about to land. That way you can try and get the bonus damage off, alright? The next thing I want to talk about is comboing with your ult. If you are fast enough, the moment you click sick 'em, if you ult, they can, unless they have beads or some type of CC immunity to get out of your sick 'em, your ult will always hit. So if I one ult and then do that, my ult will always hit no matter what. It's never gonna not connect unless they use some type of CC immunity to get out of it or Aegis to immune it, alright? If you 1, 2, and then use your ultimate until it's down, let me go get it real quick. So if I do this, I 1, 2, ultimate, and then do this, the Sick'em will end by the time my ult goes off, and they will have time to use like a dash or a jump and get out, alright? So you want to try and always use your ult ASAP if you get a really good Sick'em off, because if you try and do the full combo, you won't have enough time and they'll be able to escape, alright? Oh god, sorry, my throat. The next thing I want to talk about is walls. Walls are very important for SCYLLA's ultimate because if you're ulting from out of vision, people can't react. If I'm ulting in this Odin's face, he sees me with ult, which means he's going to put his fingers on his relics key, and the moment he sees me doing this animation, he's going to use his relics, right? If I'm over here and he doesn't hear my ult, and I just see him with a ward or something, and I go like this, he has no idea what just hit him. He has to react insanely fast, or else he's going to take like, what, 1500 damage to the mouth. So walls are your best friend with your ult. You want to try and always ult over a wall, that way people can never react to it. Reacting to this is very easy, but reacting to this is extremely difficult. That's way less time than them watching you ult, alright? One thing that I want to share with you is SCYLLA's ult. SCYLLA's ult is obviously a big part of our kit, and if you hit her ult, it impacts the game a lot. So one of the strongest ways to hit SCYLLA's ult is the one that I taught you, obviously, where you ult over walls so they can't react. The second strongest way is to ult people whose escapes are down and people who are in the middle of a fight. So as you can tell, I'm just holding W key right now and I'm moving forward. If I'm auto attacking, I'm moving slower. If I'm like trying to hit abilities, I'm like striping, I'm walking in circles, and I become easier to hit. So you want to ideally look for a hunter as he's auto attacking because he's slowed, or look for a mage who's like, you know, doing their little strife. They're strafing, trying to hit abilities, because when they're focusing on hitting one thing, like if I'm a mage or a hunter focusing on autoing this Odin, I'm not going to notice the SCYLLA over here getting ready to ult me. You know, I'm going to be autoing this guy kiting back, and as I'm holding S key, I just get blown up by 1000 damage SCYLLA ult, right? So the key to hitting SCYLLA ult is to aim for people that are in the auto attack animation, or aim for people not focusing on you, alright? So look for people that are already in combat, and ideally you want to wait till their escapes are down. That's of course if you don't have setup. If you have setup, just ult off the setup. The next thing I want to talk about is how to combo your abilities off CC. So this is fairly new. So the way SCYLLA used to work is you place your 2 and then you ult, and then you can pop your 2 in while you ult, but you couldn't pop your 2 in the ult animation. What I mean by that is, you just watched me pop my 2 in the ult. So you could do that, but you couldn't pop the 2 in the animation of the dogs going down. You used to not be able to do that. But recently, SCYLLA got buffed to where you can pop the 2 under CC and under death now, and for some reason, them doing that added this little trick. I don't know if this is a bug, I don't know if they're going to take this out, I don't know if they're going to revert it, but you used to not be able to use your ult and your 2 at the same time, but ever since they added this change, I can ult and then 2 and have them both blow up at the exact same time and do almost like 2000 damage in burst damage, alright, which is pretty insane. You can also use the 2 buff to like prevent dive. Like say they have a fed assassin and you know you're gonna get dove, what you can do is you can place your 2 on your feet and just wait. The moment they go on you, even if they stun you, you can 2. If you want to see what I mean by that is if I auto this guy and I throw my 2 down, you can see I'm frozen and I can still pop it. you can do that with Assassin. So if an Assassin goes on you, just place your 2 on the ground, and you can, you know, kite around because your 2's is slow, and if they CC you, you can pop it, and abuse this while it's in the game. Because normally, let me show you that, guys, again. Normally, you're not supposed to be able to 2 and then alt 2 like that. That's not normally supposed to be in the game, but they added it. I don't know if it was a mistake, so abuse it while you can, alright? So if someone gets nausea alted, you place a 2 under, you alt, and then you alt 2, and they get hit with 2,000 burst damage, just like that. Pretty insane. You also want to try and pop your 2 before your alt lands, that way you can get a reset. But if you know that you're against a tanky target, you can use your alt and then the 2, so your alt gets the bonus damage from your 2 debuff. So if you're against someone that's squishy, that's going to die to your combo, you want a 2 alt. If you're against someone tanky, you're going to want to alt 2. So I'll show you what that looks like. If I'm against a squishy, I can 2, and then I can alt, pop 2, and then the alt lands.
Here
I'm gonna get someone tanky. Let me just get my cooldowns reset. I can throw my 2, pop the alt, I can alt, I'll have the alt go off and then the 2 go off, that way the alt gets the bonus damage, alright? So abuse this little trick while it's still in the game. I don't know if it's going to get reverted, I don't know if it's going to get taken out. And remember, if you get gone on, throw your crush on the ground. If they CC you, pop the crush and half health the assassin, and then have your team clean up. Also, here's some way to sneak in a little extra damage. This isn't really too useful late game, because late game you're just going to want to, late game you'll probably one-shot someone, but in the mid game this is really useful. If you're against someone that you know they don't have like a beads or Aegis or any CC or damage immunity, you can sick them, crush, and then auto them, beat them down for a little bit, and then pop your crush the moment the sick 'em ends. Because if you do this, you can auto them after, but your autos won't have the bonus effect of your crush, like the bonus damage. So if you sick 'em, crush, your autos will do bonus damage because of the crush being maxed out, and the moment the sick 'em ends, you can pop it, and you just get, it's not the most bonus damage in the world, but it's a decent bit of bonus damage, alright? Also, if someone isn't at max range to do the, you know, sick 'em, crush, auto into the crush combo, you can also just throw your autos right away. Getting in autos in between SCYLLA's abilities are very strong. Her autos hit very hard. Like, look, it's hitting for 200 damage as a mage. These things add up. They do hurt quite a bit. So if you just sick 'em, crush, and then you're autoing in between a lot, your autos do a shit ton of damage, especially late game. They do add up, so make sure to always weave in autos between your abilities. You know, sick 'em, auto, crush is also very strong. You're getting a bunch of damage off, you're getting a Polynomicon off. Oh god, sorry, my throat is being fucked tonight. Oh god, and now I'm going to show you how to use these mechanics in Conquest quickly, so we'll go right into that. Alright guys, one really important thing that I forgot to mention that I actually remembered while I was editing, so I'm putting it in now, is the defensive capabilities on SCYLLA's ult. The defensive capabilities in SCYLLA's ult, sorry, I got like out of breath there. The number one thing that I think I see good SCYLLA's always do and bad SCYLLA's never do is use their ult as an escape. Your ult is an ability that can swing the entire team fight and make your team single-handedly win the game. But that's in late game. Early game, it doesn't do this as much. Early game, it's a good bit of damage, it's CC immunity, and a bunch of movement speed, alright? So early game, your ult is one of the best defensive capabilities ever. So remember how I was talking about how people can blink on you, and then it takes like a second and a half for you to go bop bop, and by the time you do that, they're gonna like one-shot you? The best way to counter blink junglers on SCYLLA is the moment they blink, you just alt walk away. Very few junglers are gonna be able to catch you if you alt walk away, alright? That's like the best thing you can do as SCYLLA. While you're in your lane, while you're in the jungle, while you're in anything, just ulting and walking away is super, super strong. You get so much MS and you're CC immune, so you're basically untouchable. You get blinked on, ult, and just start running away. Then once you're in safety, you can try and turn around, you know, scout out, look to see if you can still get the ult off, but usually you just want to walk away. Early game, using your ult as an escape is perfectly fine. I fucking recommend it. It's really, really good. You always want to be able to get out. You never want to die. So if you ever get blinked on, you're ever in a bad situation, don't be afraid to use your ult to get away. Using your ult is very good, and that's the number one thing I see like lower level SCYLLA players not do. Their ultimate never gets used in an escape because they think, oh, I have to save the game, I have to make the game-breaking play. Your ult, if you're dead, you can't make that game-breaking play, so just try and get away with your ult. You're in a dangerous situation, you're getting chased down, ult, run away. You're in a dangerous situation where they blink on you. If they blink on you, if any jungler in the game blinks on you, and you do this,
Go, Zoe.
you are dead. By the time you get the Sentinel out, they will kill you. A good jungler is 100% going to assassinate you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to throw this out, and while you throw this out, Robin's going to 3-1 auto you and follow you with this ult. Thanatos is going to blink auto 3 you, silence you so you can't TP and then scythe you. Susano's going to pull you 3 you, the moment you TP, he's going to follow you. Awilix is going to ult you. Bakasura is going to ult you to make it so you can't dash away. No jungler in the game is going to allow you to just do this and get away, alright? All junglers have some counterplay to that. So if you get blinked on and you need to get out quick, just ult, walk away. No jungler can chase this. Of course, like, you know, Susano can probably still kill you. If Thanatos hits everything, they can kill you. But the amount of movement speed you get, you should be out like 8 times out of 10. So do not be afraid to use your ult defensively, especially in the early mid game and in the early game. Late game, you usually want to try and be safe all the time and always have your ult up. But early game, early mid game, even mid game, using your ult defensively is perfectly fine. I encourage it. It helps a lot just getting out with this ability. Alright, now we're going to go over level 1 in Conquest. Obviously, I'm level 20 and I have max gold, but just pretend we're level 1. You get Mage's Blessing, Book 1, 1 health, 2 mana, and then beads, and then you walk out of base. I'm just going to buy a 1500 pot because convenience, but normally you wouldn't be able to buy that. Then you walk out of base, you put a point into Crush. Now here's where SCYLLA is different from most other mid laners. Most other mid laners, the moment the buff spawns, you want to throw your 2, and then you want to explode it. The moment the buff spawns, you'd use your kit, and then you'd walk away. With SCYLLA, you actually want to throw your ability early, and then start walking the lane, and then pop it once the buff spawns. That way you get to lane quicker, alright? And you can start auto-attacking the wave. What I mean by that is instead of throwing my Crush at 20 when the buff spawns, I'm going to throw it at 17, start walking the lane, and then when we get to 20 seconds, I'll already be here in the middle of the lane auto-attacking the wave, alright? So you just save some time and get an extra auto. So look, 15, 16, 17, throw the Crush, walk away, walk away, walk away. At 20 seconds or 21 seconds, you blow up the Crush, leashing for your jungler, and you're already in mid lane. Well, their mid laner is going to be all the way back here. Then you can walk up to the minions, and you can start auto-attacking and clearing early. And then, you know, you crush the wave. Obviously, I'm level 20, so my clear is going a lot faster than what, like, a normal clear would go. After you get that, 9 times out of 10, I'd level the 1. You'd come over here, you'd Crush, auto, throw the Sikkim, and then pop it, and then you get your smalls, alright? And that's how you want to ideally play SCYLLA at level 1. Make sure to always throw your Crush early on the speed buff, alright? Now we're going to go over some SCYLLA tips in Conquest in general, alright? Let me just level everything up. I should have bought max CD and fucking movement speed in the base. I'm an idiot. Alright. So, a little few tricks with SCYLLA in Conquest is obviously what I showed you in the mechanics section. You always want to be ulting over wall if you're approaching Fire Giant. If you can ult from here, it's really strong. If you can ult from here, it's really strong. If you can ult from behind this wall, or even, you know, behind this, sometimes they can still see you if you're behind this, but you're a lot less noticeable, right? Walls are your biggest friend when using your ultimate. Another little trick that people don't know is when you're going for a... Oh my god, I want to shut that. When you're going for a steal with SCYLLA, a lot of people will, like, walk up to the buff. They'll walk up here, they'll look at the HP, they'll go into their ult, and then they'll try and ult something, and as they're ulting it, they're going to get a bunch of damage shoved into them, and they're going to die. With SCYLLA, you can use your 3 aggressively. If you're going for a miracle once-in-a-lifetime steal, what you can do is you can throw your 3 out, your 3 will give you vision on FG, you can place your Crush down or put your ult up and steal it away, because 9 times out of 10, SCYLLA's out-securing most mages in the game. But if you're going for the Hail Mary like play, you can always throw your 3 out onto an objective to scout out if they're doing it. Remember, you got to be very careful when you do this. The moment your 3 is down, if a good jungler recognizes it, they're going to blink on you. So you got to watch out for that, alright? So if you're going for the miracle steal, throw your 3, scout for some vision. If they're not even on it, or if they drop it, you can just walk away, keep walking away, don't look back. If they are on it, their 3 will give you vision, and you can go for the miracle steal. Another thing I want to talk about, oh my god, I just realized they have their Medusa has 6 items and it's going to end the game, so I gotta go quick. Another thing that I need to talk about is a lot of people tunnel vision the carries on SCYLLA. Yes, you always want to hit carries with your abilities to one-shot the carries, but if you hit the front line, that is good. SCYLLA's really good at hitting the front line. Your one being a root / cripple fucks a lot of frontline characters over, because a lot of frontline characters don't have, you know, beads, aegis, stuff like that. So ideally, in the beginning of team fights with SCYLLA, you just want to peek corners, throw Sick'em Crush at their front line, and then you want to keep doing that to poke their front line down. If you see your front line walking up to get some, to get like a CC off on their front line, Sick'em Crush. Just, they walk up, Sick'em Crush. My cooldowns were low, but you know what I mean. You want to be constantly spamming Sick'em Crush on their front line when you're doing this little fire giant dance, because your Guardians and the Warriors have really big hitboxes, so hitting your one is extremely easy on them. So you just get a bunch of free poke, because remember, with my build, you're building Soul Reaver plus 30% pen, and with Obshard, you get 40% pen. So you can fucking poke frontliners really easily. So when you're doing this little dance, if their frontliner walks up to like here, Sick'em Crush, you know, throw a poly auto in there, and you're poking them extremely hard. They take a lot of their HP. That's gonna like do almost 30% of their HP. Oh my god, Medusa bot, don't end the fucking game, bitch! No! Buy items, any items, go, go! Wait a minute. Alright. Almost got soloed by Medusa bot. No worries, alright? The same thing goes for Gold Fury. I'm just going to show you this on the other side of the map. We're going to ult all our way to Gold Fury since you get a bunch of movement speed. So if you're here in the Gold Fury fight, remember, just throw your Sick'em Crush, look for a bunch of poke damage, right? Obviously, once the fight like truly starts and they full on engage or you full on engage, you might want to hold your Crush, you might want to just sick them. You might want to just sick them their front line and then move up into the back line like this and then crush. That's also a very good option. That's fine to do. But remember, you have really good poke on the enemy team's front line with Sick'em Crush. This ability fucks frontliners so hard, because no frontliner can just bees or Aegis or like, you know, have a really small hitbox to just get away from you. Usually, if there's like a Khepri or something in front of you, Khepri's always going to be a free Sick'em into a Crush into a bunch of burst damage. So always abuse the fact that they have Guardians, and always look for ults over the walls in Conquest. And remember, your team CC really helps. You don't need your Geb to hit like a 5-man ult or anything. If your Geb just walks up to here and shockwaves there like any person right here, that knockup is perfectly enough time for you to Sick'em Crush and half health someone, right? And if someone's half health or someone loses a quarter of their HP before the fight even starts, the fight is heavily swung into your favor, alright? So always abuse frontliners and big hitboxes with your Sick'em. Sick'em's a really strong ability to abuse people with. And then always look for ult angles. And I'll show you what I mean. If you want to go for the Miracle Gold Fury steal, you can always throw your Sentinel like this. You get full vision of Gold Fury, and then you can, you know, see its health bar and ult it like that. Remember, the enemy team will notice your Sentinel on the ground, so you gotta be careful, because the moment they see your Sentinel, they might stop DPSing. So that's kind of like a miracle play at best. But your Sentinel can be used for getting vision. Another thing I like to do is, say I'm playing mid lane and their mid laner just backed, and I see their jungler somewhere on the map, and I just want to get timer. I'll walk over here. I'll throw my 3 over this wall to get vision on their red buff, and then I can see if their red buff's down or not. And obviously it's up right now, so let's just say I do it. Oh my god, Medusa's gonna end the game again. Medusa, don't do it! She's gonna do it. Well, you throw your 3 over here, and if you didn't have vision, it would give you vision. And, Medusa, stop! This is why you always put a Guardian in these games. I fucked up and put a Hunter. No! Chill! Oh god, thank the Lord. Holy shit, that bitch is fucking relentless, man. She's coming for it. But you know what? By the time we get back to the red buff, I'll show you what I mean. That fire wave, hopefully it doesn't kill my Titan. If it does, I can't be fucked, man. Whatever. So normally if their team does red buff, I wouldn't have this timer. So what I can do is, if I see their junglers over here and their mid laner back, I can walk over here, throw my 3 just to get the timer and get vision on it and see that it's down, and then I can walk away to safety on my side of the map, alright? So using your 3 for vision and scouting is really important in Conquest. It helps a lot. You just gotta make sure not to use it when you're in potential danger, because the moment your 3 is down, everyone's gonna go on you. They're gonna wanna beat your ass. And that should cover most of SCYLLA's Conquest mechanics. Alright boys, that was the SCYLLA guide. I hope you enjoyed. You know, I actually didn't know what guide I was gonna make next, but then I saw some people comment about the SCYLLA guide, and I saw 2 Reddit posts with like 2,000 upvotes each talking about SCYLLA and how OP she was. So I said, hey, I should probably drop a guide on this bitch, you know? So I do look at Reddit. That's where I get some of my guide ideas. But usually 9 times out of 10, I'm going to make a guide for what you guys play or what you guys want to see. So comment it down below. If you enjoyed, you know, like, subscribe, all that shit, please do it. I'm so close to being eligible to make money off YouTube. And then once I'm eligible to do that, I can complain about demonetization like everyone else, bro. I'm so ready to be in the YouTuber clique of complaining about demonetization. Help me get there by dropping some likes, subscribes, and comments. I love you, of course. Check out my Twitch and my YouTube, Twitch and Twitter, all in the description. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.